Glad to see you. I'm not the best at all this that we're doing. And I don't think I have the first slide up on my PowerPoint. I think I have another one up. I'm not sure how to reverse it. We may do the last first or the first last. Let me look at how I have this so I can do it. Uh-oh. Okay. There it is. Okay. I got off. Didn't mean to. All right, I can go back one slide. There it is. These are all the students at Crenshaw. That's it. There's no more. I can get that. Yeah, well, let me back up one. I put into this, I thought I would get real techie, and I put in a small album on that previous frame that it says Crenshaw students on it, right there, gathering data. However, that is not functional in Adobe. So it was just 2 pictures, and it showed our kiddos using their instruments. Now this one is when we've been making observations. Learning how to use the trap. This thing goes whether you want it to or not, huh? Learning how to use a triple sec. That's what I put in my margaritas now. I think they're called like trisect, quadsect. And this great long tape measure, which we didn't, that was really a chore managing that to measure off our land sample. That's like I don't think you can see Alex way at the end of that, measuring it out. He's doing a pretty good job out there. In the meantime, we had a really rare bird come through. Bolivar is the birding capital, probably, of the world. We've invited our Ball High, who has, Dr. Black is there and does environmental studies. Let me go back again. That gets away from me. I've not learned how to slow this thing down. To teach us about our plants and our habitat. We have 33-acre habitat behind our school. Our school's on stilts, as you can see. Richard's may be too. I don't know. This is measuring the accretion and erosion of our beaches. I'm sorry I can't make this be still. This is a representative from the University of Texas that is in a project to keep up with accretion and erosion of our beaches, and she came and taught our kids how to take these measurements like I didn't know what I was doing. And their instruments and your instruments helped us very much get that done. Comes twice a year. In addition, we've been working with the Galveston Bay Foundation, and we've started a nursery. We have 500 plants to replenish our dunes after Ike. Our kids are working on that. Eco Artist Boat is concerned with the watershed, with the watershed, and they came and taught us about how things get into the river system and then into the Gulf and into the bay and damage our wildlife here. I don't know how to slow this down, Lisa. Julie, I would slow it down if I could. I just have to backtrack. After we do this, we go out in our kayaks and look at the marsh right up close and paint pictures of it too. And painting pictures of it really helps you observe it. Texas A&M is, here we go back. Texas A&M is a colleague of ours as well. They take us out into the marsh and let us seine and see what lives in the marsh. We learn about the nursery and the plants out there. See if I think I may have one more down here. Oh, what a day it was. We got our instruments, and now we've got people trying to get our box put up for us. We are thrilled to death. We are really ready to get out there and get the box up. They've set it in concrete, and then we had a 6-inch rain. So the concrete hasn't set yet, needless to say. This interesting little, our weather is as fascinating as I'm sure yours is too. We surely enjoyed it. But we're looking for more to come. Now, the next time I get to do this, I hope I can control these. If there's any pictures you'd like to see. Oh, Randall fixed it. Thank you, Randall. Thank you, thank you. But I think you've seen them. Are there some others you would like to see? Was there one you'd like to go back to? Oh, yeah, sure. It was short, but I didn't mean it to be that short. There we are. That's all our kids are involved in some part of it. This one doesn't function. It has two pictures in there. As I said, this shows the kids gathering data, using their clipboards and citing things and writing it down and using their GPSs. This is when we were getting our land sample, and we were working to find an area that was mostly grassland, and we had to walk around it 2 or 3 times to decide how we could get one that was more than 50% grassland. That's marsh hay is the main thing, and cordgrass are the two things we have in there mainly. In addition, we've discovered some invasive things. Our habitat is a nationally designated habitat. They didn't designate it a wetland, so that means we can get in it and study it a little bit, but it does have wetland areas, and we certainly study those. I'm sorry I can't remember the name of this little bird right now, but he is really rare coming through here. He's a little black and white bird, and I just put an arrow there so you could see him. We couldn't get any closer than that, but he was trying to eat a mulberry off this tree, this little tree we just replaced some trees with. A mulberry is a native tree here. And the mulberry was as big as him, and he was just really, really, really having to work to try to get that mulberry off. And I don't think he even cared we were there. He just thought that was the best tree he'd ever seen. This is one of our projects that we do that we feel like we can expand through Globe, and we've invited people to come to our beach and help us learn how to do this. The University of Texas has a project that measures the accretion and erosion of Texas beaches, and they come and do this twice a year. The young woman with the blue jeans on there is the one that is teaching our kids how to use the instruments to do the measurements. And from the measurements they're doing in the area you can't show, we learn how to do topographical mapping of the dunes so we can talk about how high it is and how wide it is. Makes your eyes cross, but by golly, we can do it. We throw an ocean out in the water to see how the current goes, and we do the water testing. Galveston Bay Foundation teaches us how to keep our bay healthy. The bay is the main area, the way that our area makes a living, one way or another. And there's always a conflict for the use of the bay, and some of the things damage other things. So the dilemma is there to use it collaboratively and so that the bay is sustained. Galveston Bay Foundation taught us wet mapping, and they had nurseries in a lot of places, but they came all the way out to us. Since we're right there and we do need to replenish our dunes, we've got 500 plants out there right now that we expect to plant in April to help rebuild our dunes. Y'all are all invited to come and plant dune plants if you would like to. It's in May is a good time. The ones that I planted, we planted in August. That's really pretty hot. And the mosquitoes think that you are just a treatment for them. Now, the other organization, Eco Artist Boat, is the one that is really concerned also teaching about the watershed. And they come to the classroom, and part of their contract, there's like 3 pieces of this that we do, our Globe kids do with this. They come and teach us, as I showed you, this is like, has a strainer in there, and they add this stuff to through there, and they see it go through, and we talk about whether you can tell where the pollutant came from, or if you can't tell, if it's not a point source, you can't tell where it came from. And they learn how the things can affect them even casually. Then this is the group that takes them out in kayaking in the marsh to observe how beautiful the wildlife is there and teach them about the wildlife and the plants there. And their focus on this is to paint or draw a plant or wildlife while you're there. The first time I went, I was quite surprised at how much it teaches you to have to actually draw or paint a plant or an animal in wildlife. A&M has a terrific program. Once a year they come out here now and they teach us about sharks, which every kid loves sharks, and how to keep sharks healthy, and that even those in the Gulf, some of them are endangered, and how that little bull shark can become invasive. I think they've seen him well up the Mississippi River. What you see in this picture, though, is our own marsh, and it has the duckweed growing there. And we worry about the health of it because we haven't had water in it in quite a while. However, in the last couple of days, we've had a lot of rain, and so our kids are doing a lot of predictions about what they think they will see. We think we might see nutria, And we might see this duckweed grow again, where we're going to watch that and try to predict what we think is coming. When we got our instruments, we were thrilled to pieces. We took them out of the box, checked them out, assigned different people to find out how to run different things. You see the box sitting there. Yesterday, we have finally got someone out here. You have to be kind of careful who you have digging around in the national habitat. So we found someone that could do that for us, and they'll brace it against the walkway out there so we can get it where the kids can access it. We have a boardwalk that goes out through it. However, as I said, they got the hole dug and the concrete set and the pole in it, but it rained like 3 to 6 inches today. So it's going to be a while before the concrete's dry before we put the box on it, but I believe we're started, so that's very, very interesting. Not as interesting as chasing fires. So we have much more to come, and we're looking forward to the other things we're going to do.